Hi, Dr. Rick Marks here, and welcome to another Relate Well moment. Today we're going to talk about three words in the Hebrew language that are translated into one English word, and that one English word is the word intimacy. Intimacy here not meaning sex, it really means, the truest definition of intimacy means close, connected, like an intimate relationship, an intimate friendship. It's about vulnerability. It's about being emotionally open. It's about a bond and an attachment. In the English language, we use one word to describe three different words in the Hebrew language. Each one by themselves produces intimacy, but by themselves, but as a whole, they must be taken together. I think I said that wrong. Each one, though translated as intimacy, they must be taken together as a whole to really understand the power of intimacy. It's almost like the Hebrew language, and these three Hebrew words, each one with different meanings, and we translate that one word, intimacy, as a whole. They're like a true north. They're like pointing you somewhere. So we're going to take a look at those three Hebrew words, and then we're going to relate that back to some research by John Gottman. Now, the first Hebrew word translated into the English word intimacy is a Hebrew word yada. If you watch Seinfeld, you know Seinfeld would always say things like yada yada yada. That's actually a Hebrew word, yada. The word yada means, it speaks of a deep personal awareness of someone. It means to like know someone deeply, not to know them superficially, but know them deeply. In order to know someone deeply, that means they've got to reveal themselves to you. You see, you can't have an intimate relationship without yada. Now, let me give you a practical example of what I mean by yada in terms of how it plays itself out. So for those of you who are married, or if you've been living with someone for a really long time, I want you to think back to the days you first met and you started dating. Would you call each other a lot? Sure you did. You called each other every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day, and you talk. And for those who are married, at some point you decided to get married. And so you walked down an aisle and got married. And then you begin the journey down the road of marriage. Now, down the road of marriage, couples still call each other. But for the majority of couples, when they do call each other during the day, a question shows up rather early in the conversation. And the question is basically this, or some form of this. What do you want? What do you need? Way back there when you were dating and you called each other 3, 4, 5 times a day, who asked that question? No one. No one ever asked what you want or what you need. Why is it down the road of marriage, when I call you because I want or need something, but if I don't call you, if I don't want to need something, I don't call you. But back here when you were dating, no one ever asked that question. What were you doing? You were actually doing yada. You called because you wanted to know. Down the road of marriage, I don't really want to know. I call because I want something. Excuse me. And if I don't want something, I just don't call. Can you see already that that's going to be a problem in an intimate relationship down the road? If you don't want to know your partner, if you don't want to know your children, if you don't want to know another person, you can't have an intimate relationship with them. Let me tell you what it's not, guys. It's not like you come home from work and those who are married, you see your wife upset. And there she is in the kitchen banging pots and pans around. You're like, oh no, she's upset. I got to figure out what it is. You go, hey, are you okay? And she says, oh no, I'm fine. You go, no, you're not. What's really happened? I didn't want to talk about it. Well, tell me, I want to know. I said I want to talk about it. And then you ask this question. Did I do something? No. Okay, then I'll be out in the garage. And you walk away. You didn't want to know. You just want to make sure it wasn't about you. Because she knows you don't want to know. And if you teach a person based on action over time that I don't want to know you, they're not going to let you know them. You see, in order to have an intimate relationship with someone, you got to want to know them. You got to want to know their thoughts, their feelings, their hopes, their dreams, the things that are new in their life, their puzzles, the things they wonder about, their fears. Research from Gottman shows that couples in high distress don't know each other anymore. Why? They quit being known. They don't want to know. And because you don't want to know me, you're not going to know me. Which is, by the way, the second Hebrew word, which is the Hebrew word sod, S-O-D. If you're from South Georgia, you say sod, okay? But it's sod. Sod means to reveal, to disclose. So by the way, for those in the faith community, you'll actually find the word yada in Job 19:14, where it says, my intimate friends have forsaken me. My intimate friends have forgotten me. There's our word intimate, but in the Hebrew, it literally means my friends that know me deeply have forsaken me. So there's where you'll find that one in an Old Testament passage. Now, sod means to disclose. It literally means to reveal a secret. To reveal a secret. In other words, what's in your partner, what's in your spouse, what's in your children, what's in someone's heart and mind is a secret till they reveal it, till they disclose it. Or I'm going to use this word now, until they confide it. I like the word confiding better than reveal and disclosing. They all have essentially the same meaning. But the difference with confiding implies vulnerability. To reveal something doesn't imply vulnerability. But to confide something in language, that requires vulnerability. That requires me emotionally opening myself up to you. You'll actually find this one in the Old Testament as well, where in Proverbs 3:32, where it says, he is intimate with the upright. There it is, he is intimate with the upright. What it means is he reveals himself with the intimate. He discloses himself. He confides. You know, research as well shows that the brain bonds to another, and bonding requires emotional openness. The brain bonds by confiding. Because wherever you confide to someone, you're emotionally open to them, and wherever you're emotionally open, your brain wants to draw close physically. Whenever you're in conflict with someone, your brain shuts down emotionally, and you instantly, physically pull back from them. You see, if you want to know someone, they've got to want to be known. You've got to reveal. You've got to share who you are. But I'm not going to share who I am if you don't want to know me. Because see, why would I reveal myself if you don't want to do yada? If you don't want to know me, you're not going to know me. You already see just by what I'm asking right now that you can't have an intimate relationship with someone if you don't want to know them. Let me ask you this. What if I want to know you, but you don't want to be known? Maybe you've had issues in your past, you got trust issues, or you've been hurt, or you've been burned a lot in relationships, and you don't want to be known, so you hold parts of yourself back from ever being known. To the degree you hold those parts back, you really can't have an intimate relationship in the way that God designed. Why? Because you're saying, I don't want to be known. No one's going to know me. I'm going to hide myself. I'm going to wear a mask. You know the problem with masks is this. People think that as long as they wear a mask, they can connect. You can't. In reality, people aren't connecting to you. They're connecting to your mask. Because that's all they know. They're not connecting to the real you. They don't know the real you. They know the mask. So the mask gets all the love. You get nothing. Did you get that? The mask gets all the love. You get nothing. If you want an intimate relationship with someone, you gotta want to know them, and you gotta want to be known. You can hear it. You can feel it already. Oh yeah. If I want to be known, and she wants to know me, and she wants to be known, and I want to know her, you can already sense that's going to build an intimate relationship with someone. You can sense it. Sounds like talking, doesn't it? And yet, research shows that the brain bonds best around confiding, talking. When people are confiding in each other, they begin to bond and attach. But by themselves, by themselves won't bond you. An example. Let's say I go home and my wife, Luella, is banging pots and pans around the kitchen, obviously upset. I'm a very astute husband and caring of my wife, and I go, hey, you look like you're upset. What happened? What's wrong? That's yada. She goes, you really want to know? I really want to know. Yada. She goes, all right, I'll tell you. And she reveals, she confides me what happened during the day. I did yada, she did sewed. Got it? And I say something like this when she's done sharing, revealing, disclosing, confiding. I say something like this. Well, sounds like you had a rough day. I hope you get over it. Is dinner ready yet? Folks, ain't no romance that night. Oh no. Why? What's the message I just sent with that statement? You figure it out. It's real simple. I don't care. I don't care. It's not that she doesn't want to talk, it's just that I don't care. And whenever you send the message, I don't care about how something is for you, I don't care about you, I don't care about what you think, I don't care about how you feel, which all must be revealed to you, it's because you didn't want to know and you didn't want to care. The worst message you send to any relationship is that message right there, I don't care. Because when you send that message to someone enough and they figure out you don't care, they're walking out of your life. This is not rocket science, folks. They're walking out of your life. You never, ever, 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 ever send the message, I don't care. God the Father never sends the messages, I don't care about you. Yet we'll do it all the time. We'll do it in the church family. When Christians are hurt, we don't understand it. I don't care. We got enough to take care of. I worked at a large church once, and I told one of the pastors once and confided him. And I told him, I said, you know, the principle around here is we got 99 to take care of. We don't need to care about the one that walked away. We have enough to take care of. Yet Jesus believed the 99 could handle things on their own without him for a while. He went and found the one. Why? Because he cared about the one. We don't care. We don't care about our spouse. We don't care about our kids. We care about ourselves. This is their third Hebrew word, by the way. It's the Hebrew word sakan, S-A-K-A-N, sakan. It's found in Psalm 139, verse 3. Here's the word intimate. He is intimately acquainted with all of my ways. And yet, that word sakan literally means caring involvement. Caring involvement. Sakan has to do with the motivation behind the knowing and the being known. I mean, God is caringly involved in all my ways. That's what it's literally saying. Is God is caringly involved in all my ways. So notice something about the Hebrew language in the word sakan. The Hebrew language in that word sakan is making something very, very clear. What you care about, you get involved in. And those two will never be distinct. Care always drives involvement. So think of it this way. If I cared more about my ministry than my marriage, where would you find me more involved? In my ministry. If I cared more about my hobbies than my family, where would you find me more involved? In my hobbies. See, everybody cares about something. It just depends on where you place your care. People come in and say, well, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about, she doesn't care about me. Everybody cares about something. I go, no, they don't. I go, yes, they do. They care about themselves. And since they care about themselves, they're involved in themselves. Everybody cares about something. It just depends on where you place your care. Some people care about their drinking more than their marriage. Some people care about their drugs. Some people care about their porn. Somebody cares more about being angry than it is letting it go. Everybody cares about something. And you will be involved in the things you care about. Because everybody cares. Sakan has to do with motivation. Why does God want to know you? Because it's his very loving nature of care. And why does he reveal himself to you? It's his very nature of care. Why, God, are you involved in all my ways? Psalm 139, verse 3. Simple. He cares about all your ways. And since he cares about all your ways, he's involved in all your ways. The care drives the involvement. So it seems to me we need to put into practice every day, Yada, Sod, and Sakan. I learned this over 20 years ago. And since I learned this many years ago, every day, unless for some reason I can't get to a phone or the internet somehow, every day I call my wife to do one thing, just to let her know I'm thinking of her. Yada. How you doing? I love you. How's your day? I do it with my kids. Because you cannot have an intimate relationship with someone if you don't want to know them. You cannot bond to someone that doesn't want to be known. And you will not do either if you send the message, I don't care. You get what I'm saying. Now, John Gottman, he's probably the leading researcher out there on relationship, in his research, he developed what he called the sound marital house. He actually tapped into this in his research, in that he said that what are the core of a sound marital house is what he called love maps. Love maps. He's telling people, build love maps, build love maps. What are love maps? Love maps is when you enter another person's world and get to know their world. What are their fears? Who are their closest friends? Who are they in conflict with? What are their concerns? What do they appreciate? What are they grateful for? What are their fears? What are their complaints? You see, when couples get in conflict, they quit sharing. They quit doing yada soda sakan, and they quit knowing each other, in Gottman's word, love maps. You know, you gotta want to know your spouse. If you don't want to know your spouse, over time it begs the question, why are you married to him? Why are you married to someone you don't want to know? It doesn't make sense. Every single day, our Abba Father, heavenly husband, if you will, since the church is the bride, every single day the heavenly husband is going, Rick, talk to me, share with me, put your name in there. He wants to know you, but you don't want to be known, so you don't talk back. You don't share. Maybe when things get really bad, you do. But that's just a crisis. You don't really get to know people that much during a crisis, because they'll shut down again when the crisis is over. True intimacy, I want to know, yada. True intimacy, I reveal myself, sod. Truest intimacy, I do those because I care, sakan. This is Dr. Rick Marks with another Relatewell moment. Go do yada soda sakan starting today. We actually have questionnaires and in our work to help move that along. If we can serve you, let me know at drrickmarks.com, or if you want to learn our Relatewell curriculum, go to relatewell.us and purchase the core program. It's for single, dating, or married couples. It's a healthy relationship skills-based program. Take care. Have a great day.